Here we go with Pythagoras theorem. Now, what is a Pythagoras theorem? There are two things to remember in a Pythagoras theorem that we go is this is called as the altitude, okay, A, and this is called as the base of the triangle. And this, which is right exactly in front of the 90-degree angle, is called as the hypotenuse, okay, hypotenuse. And what is the easiest way to remember it? It is a altitude square plus the base square is equal to the hypotenuse square, and that is what we will be applying. Altitude means height, altitude of the mountain. That means the height of the mountain, okay, given as altitude. Okay, now here the altitude is 3.7 and here it is 5.6. I need the calculator quick and fast. So it goes as 3.7 square plus 5.6 square is equal to the hypotenuse square. Now what is going to happen over here is I would want the hypotenuse but not the hypotenuse square. So I will send it towards the other side. Okay. So what is it going to become? It becomes under root of. When the square goes on the other side, it becomes root of. Okay, when it becomes root of, it becomes 3.7 square. The root applies to the complete thing in here. Okay, so that goes as root of. First you will do this up, the 3.7 square plus 5.6 square. You will do it in the calculator and then you will find the answer for it by applying the root to it, and that goes as that final answer would be 6 point. The hypotenuse is equal to 6.711 is what you get, or you can close it as 6.71 itself. Height of hypotenuse is equal to, or 6.7 centimeters also. Okay, so again here if you look at it, this is the hypotenuse, this is the base. So sorry, this is the altitude and base, and this is the hypotenuse. So ABH is what you do. So A square plus B square is equal to H square. Okay, A is X square plus B is 7.2 square is equal to H is 7.5 square. Okay, 7.5 square is what you have. And what is the next thing that we are seeing over here is you send it towards the other side. X square is equal to 7.5 square minus 7.2 square is what you're doing. X square is equal to 7.5 square minus 7.2 square is 4.41. Then there's a square. I have to send it towards the other side. So x is equal to root of 4.41 is what you get, and x is equal to, it becomes 2.1. It becomes 2.1. And then again we are going to apply the same thing in here. I see this thing and they are asking me work out the length of AC. AC is the hypotenuse here. Hypotenuse, this is A, this is B, and we know the formula. A square plus B square is equal to H square is what I know. And then A square is 4.9 square plus 16.8 square is equal to the hypotenuse square. So 4.9 square is 24.01 plus 16.8 square is 282.24 is equal to the hypotenuse square. Just check, Kabir, if the class is there or not. Then we'll first add this 24.01 plus 282.24, and then you will get the answer as 306.25. Okay, is equal to the H square. Then bring this root over here, it becomes root of 306.25 is equal to the H. So root of 306.25 is going to be 17.5. So H is equal to 17.5. For some students who don't have a better calculator, they can do it, and for the students who have the best calculator, they can go from this step. They can send it over here. It becomes root of 4.9 square plus 16.8 whole square, and that would give you the direct value of your hypotenuse, which would be H is equal to 17.5. Okay, now now in here what we are going to do is, this is a compounded shape is what is given to you. Now compounded shape means where there is two triangles compounded together. Okay, compound shape is what we call it. Now in this compound shape, what is going to happen is you have to start always from the triangle where two values are given. So this is triangle 1 given for you, and this is triangle 2 given for you, right? Now here, if you look at the triangle 1 and triangle 2, or if I consider this as 1 and this is 2, here there is one value given, okay, the base. Do I know the altitude? No, I do not know the altitude. Do I know the hypotenuse? No, I do not know the hypotenuse. And they are asking me to find the length of this hypotenuse itself. So unless and until I know the altitude, I cannot simplify to get my hypotenuse. The same thing is going to happen in here. Okay, now here two things are, now I know the hypotenuse, I know the base, I do not know the altitude. With the hypotenuse and the base, I can find the altitude, and with this altitude, then with this altitude, with this 6.2, I can find my hypotenuse. So this is where we have to understand, if there are three triangles given to us, and what they have done is they have given you one triangle with x and 6 and the other triangle with y and this triangle with 3 and 4, then what you're going to do, you are going to start with this triangle, because there are two numbers values actually given. Here there is one unknown, here there is one unknown. So you cannot solve this triangle, you cannot solve this triangle unless and until you get this black side's value. So you always start from this as the first triangle, and then you proceed this, and then you go as this. Okay, so moving ahead, we are going to do the same thing in here. First we'll use the triangle 1, which your teacher has declared as the triangle 1 itself, because the two values are given and there is one value which is an unknown value to me. Now when I go with it, what is going to happen? Now I have my base here, I have altitude, this is my altitude, this is the hypotenuse that I have. Okay, so I say altitude square plus the base square is equal to the hypotenuse square. So altitude, I don't know, it remains as it is, plus the base 3.8 square is equal to 5.3 whole square. Now what we can do, altitude square is equal to, I am going to send this towards the other side. It becomes 5.3 whole square minus 3.8 whole square. I haven't solved the squares yet. Okay, so 5.3 square minus 3.8 square is going to be 13.65. So a square is equal to 13.65, but we still need the a. So a is equal to root of 13.65, and that becomes altitude is equal to 3.69. Now I know that this side that I have here is 3.69. This is 3.69. I can use this and this now to find my hypotenuse. Okay, so again the same formula would be applied. I'm doing it directly. 3.69 square plus 6.2 square is equal to the hypotenuse square. And I'll just go check at the door. Now simplifying this, 3.69 square plus 6.2 square, it is going to be 52.05605 is equal to h square, or 0.6 if we round it off. Now the square root comes here, so 52.06 is equal to h. .21. The h value will be 7.21 is what we understand here. This is how we do the Pythagoras theorem of different shapes.